Okay. Welcome back, everyone, from the world's longest spring break. I hope that you guys are glad to be back. I know some of y'all are wishing it could have lasted a little bit longer, but we're back and we've got to make the most of it. All right. So no matter whether this year is in person or online or a mix of both or however it shakes out, we're going to do everything we can to get the most out of it. All right. My name is Mr. Francis. This is my second year teaching. I'm really glad to be here again, and I hope you guys, most of you are juniors and seniors, so I'm glad you chose to come back, and we hope you guys can get a lot out of being here at Guama. All right, when you guys open up Canvas today, this is what it's going to look like for y'all. We should only have the one module posted. All right. And the first thing you're going to want to do is click on this Welcome to Scientific Research and Design tab. This is where the video that I'm making right now is going to be posted. So it's not there yet, obviously, but you'll come in here, you'll watch the video, it'll walk you through everything that you're expected to do today. All right, to go to the next page, you can either click here and go to next, or if you want to go back to the main screen, you can click home, and then it'll take you back out to this screen and you can navigate to whatever you want to do next. All right, we're just going to go through it in order. So the next page is the student expectations page, and these are all in your syllabus, but this lays them out for you in a separate spot so you can get to them quickly. The main ones, I mean, it's all pretty standard stuff. You know, come to class on time. If you're an online student, make sure that you're putting in the appropriate amount of time to your assignments. You're not just trying to breeze through all your classes in 5 minutes a day. You're still a full-time student, you're just doing it from home. And then submit all your assignments by your due date, that kind of stuff, just to keep everything running as smoothly as we can this year. All right, the next is your family roles and responsibilities, what you and your family are expected to do. If your parents have any questions about it, we'll get to my contact info on the syllabus here in a second. Tell them, please feel free to email me and I'll answer whatever questions they have. All right, the most important thing, and you guys are going to hear me say this a couple times, is that you have a laptop or an iPad or a Chromebook or whatever your campus provides for you, that you have it, you know how to use it, and that it's charged and you bring it to class every day. Because everything we're doing this year is going to be online. I'm not going to be handing out papers or, assignments, anything like that to hand out back and forth. It's all going to be online through Canvas because of, coronavirus. All right, so the syllabus, the name of the course is Scientific Research and Design. Right here, it's got my office hours. So Tuesday and Wednesday from 4:10 when school ends to 5:30, I'll be here at school. If you need to come talk to me about any questions you have about whatever we're learning or just, the course in general, please feel free to come in. You can come in person, you can email me, you can call me. I've got my email and my phone number right below. We can do a Zoom call, whatever, to try and help answer any questions you have. This is the best time to do it. Obviously, you can email me whenever and I'll get to it, but if you need a response right away, Tuesday and Wednesday between 4:10 and 5:30, I'll be there. All right, here we've got the course description and the goals. It says the course focuses on the creative process of problem solving by identifying needs and then devising solutions. So basically, we're going to learn about the engineering design process and how to design when you have constraints placed upon you and how to solve problems. If we end up being able to do more hands-on stuff later, we do a lot of rocketry projects, building rockets, flying them, testing them, and then iterating on our designs to see if we can improve it. And that's always a lot of fun. But this year, it's kind of up in the air whether or not we'll be able to really do that or not. So we'll see. The grading scale, pretty standard. 10 points for each grade. 90 and up is an A. 80 to 90 is a B. Same as every other class. The percentages of your grades, your tests and your major projects are going to be half your grade. And then your homeworks and quizzes and warm-ups and all that are going to be the other half. So you can't really blow off your homework because it is a big chunk of your grade. If we do any big projects, which we will, you'll be given a rubric that you'll be graded based off of. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog in the background. I'm recording from home. It's something that we're going to have to deal with. What was I saying? The rubrics. For major projects, you'll have a rubric. For smaller stuff like homework and all that, there won't be rubrics. They'll just be graded either completion grades or, they graded on correctness and accuracy. All right, here we have again your student expectations. The most important one, again, bring your devices to class every day and make sure they're charged. Otherwise, it's like you're not even here because you can't participate in any of our assignments. We've got the campus-wide cell phone policy. This year, we might end up being a little more lax on that because if you don't have your laptop, you might have to pull out your phone and do Canvas on that. But generally, if I don't ask you to take it out, please keep it put away when you're in my classroom. It just keeps everything running smoother, keeps you from being so distracted. All right, and then classroom rules. Again, number 1, bring your device to class. The other ones are pretty standard. Listen when others are speaking. So that doesn't just mean me. That means your classmates as well. If you're in a group project or something, you guys don't want to be talking over each other or arguing or yelling at each other. Really listen to what other people have to say and then try and have a real conversation instead of an argument. All right, use school appropriate language. We don't need to be cussing. Read all instructions completely before beginning an assignment. So that goes for projects where you want to make sure you read the rubric and know what's expected of you, as well as quizzes, tests, homework, and all that. Just really make sure you know what you're supposed to be doing so you don't waste your own time. Keep your cell phones put away, and then know and follow all district and school policies. And that's kind of a catch-all. Whatever applies to the entire school, like dress code and all that, also applies in my classroom. One big thing there this year is going to be masks. One of the reasons I'm recording at home is so I don't have to wear the mask while I'm trying to talk. It makes it easier for y'all to hear me. But when I'm at school, I want to be wearing it all the time, and you guys should as well. All right, and then here we have our course schedule. This is very rough and subject to change depending on how the year goes, but this will give you a basic idea of what we're doing and when we're going to be doing it. That way you kind of know what to expect, but I wouldn't put a ton of stock in it after the first 6 weeks, maybe the first 6 weeks. After that, it could change pretty drastically. All right, so once you guys have read that, you'll click next, and please go through and read it. I kind of just skimmed through it because we don't want to spend a whole lot of time in this video, but make sure you've read it because there is it's important data for y'all to know. All right, here, this is what's going to be your check-in for today. So for online students, every day you'll have to go in and do what I'm going to call the check-in assignments. Usually they'll just be simple, one question, what did we talk about on Tuesday or whatever. They'll be really easy, really just to make sure I know you're actively engaged with the class. Today, our check-in is this data collection form. So you'll come in here, click the link, it'll take you to this Google form, and you'll fill out all of this data about yourself to the best of your knowledge. If you need to get your phone out, text your parents or call them and get some of this info that you're not sure about, please do. We need this as complete as possible. That way we have, as a school, all of this data for y'all so we can use it if we have to get in contact with someone later. All right, once you've done that, and make sure you do this, this is how I'm taking attendance. So these check-ins are what's going to count whether you're here or not. So please make sure you're doing it. All right, then you'll click next. And this is another tool we're going to be using. This is called Flipgrid. All right, this lets you record a video response, and we can do discussions that way. That way you're not just typing back and forth to each other. You can actually have kind of a real conversation. And this first one, again, will just be setting up the class, getting you used to the system, and we'll use it more later on. Sorry, I'm waiting on my dog. All right, so this one, it's kind of your chance to introduce yourself. I want you to tell me your name, what your home campus is, what you like to do outside of school, your favorite hobby, something like that, and anything else you want the class to know about you. So this is something you'll have to take home and do, because I'd prefer it if you guys could do it where you could take your masks off so I could see your faces and we can all kind of start putting a name to a face with the other people in our class. Because if we're all in there and all we ever see of each other is our eyes over the mask, then I'm never gonna learn y'all's names. All right, so this one you won't be doing right now. You'll do it at home, and you can do it on your phone even. It's pretty easy to work with. All right, and then the last thing we're doing today is this Edpuzzle sign up. All right, so what we're doing here, when you click play here, it will put you into an Edpuzzle class and get the class set up for me so that we can use this tool later on. So when you click play, it plays the video, and each time there's one of these little dots.
Jordan here.
Each time there's one of these little dots on the bottom, it'll pop up with a question for you to answer. All right, and so I'll use this sometimes when we do notes, so I can make sure that you guys are following along. Fisher. So I can make sure you guys are following along. And this is the last thing that you guys will have to do for lesson 1 today. All right, so get this done, get everything else filled out as best as you can, and then we'll move on.